So I wanted to talk a little bit about what self is. What are we talking about? When we talk about mind and self, mind in the grander sense, not just a little limited egoic consciousness, to give you guys some idea. So,
like, who are we at our core?
who are we? You know, what is it we're seeking for? And it's sort of absurd, but you know, here's the thing. We are all seekers. We came into this world and we spend our entire lives pretty much seeking. We seek praise and admiration. We seek success. We seek pleasure. We seek, you know, all kinds of things, relationships and a new career and more money and, you know, all these things. Our lives could be considered just a series of goals that we seek, and either we fail or we succeed. But really, it doesn't matter ultimately, because even if we succeed, we still ultimately are not satisfied. I mean, if you were satisfied once you achieved a goal, you would need nothing else. You would just sit back, now I am complete. But when has that ever happened to any of us? So we came into this world and we are seekers. At some point, everybody will get to the point where they realize that all of this seeking, whatever it happened to be, whether it succeeded or failed, has not satisfied your restlessness. It hasn't quenched that thirst. So what will finally quench that thirst? Eventually people turn towards spirituality. I want to find myself, right? And it's a hilarious thing because you are yourself.
It's an odd thing to be pursuing.
You can't be apart from yourself. The moment you think, I want to find myself, there you are.
It's a ludicrous idea.
I've said that before. It's been a long time ago, but it's funny now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a classic line in the Course, which is seek not outside yourself. That's the whole section. It talks about that. He says it over and over again, just basically stop looking outside yourself for your happiness. It's not going to happen.
So first things first, you're going to still seek. You're going to still seek in the world. I'm going to tell you, forget about seeking in the world. It's not going to satisfy you. You're really not going to get anywhere. You're just spinning your wheels.
But you're going to do it.
But you're going to do it anyway. And I'm going to do it anyway. You know, we all are going to do it anyway. But if you can take all of those goals and realize the absurdity of them, and realize that they're not going to satisfy you and they're not going to fulfill you, and it's okay though. It's okay if you're still going to school and pursuing a new career. It's okay if if your dream is to own a home. It's okay if you want to get married and have kids. It's okay. It's okay if you want to go back to school and graduate from college and start a new career. All of that stuff is fine, but just so long as we're realistic about it and we don't believe that we're actually going to be satisfied and that's going to complete our life. And that's the golden ticket that we've always been searching for. It's not true. It's a false God. It's a false God. So all you do is you take one step back and you make your priority what we call self-realization. Understanding that yourself first. Seeking inside first. But you know, it's still not clear. Like self, what is self? And it always seems so far away. How do I find myself? I want to share one more Zen quote with you tonight, and I shared this last week too, by Po Chang, who was an old ancient Zen master. And he said that seeking your Buddha nature is like mounting an ox and going off on a ride in search of your ox. You're riding around the forest and you're like, where's my ox? Where is my ox? You're riding it. It's right underneath you. And so it is with self-realization. Your consciousness, your very life essence, your life force, your consciousness That is yourself. That is yourself. That's the doorway into it.
And so meditation would be a way to start to connect with that?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know that.
So just sitting and doing nothing.
It's true.
One of the hardest things you can do. Just sit and be yourself. You're okay. You're fine. You're doing great, right? 100% exactly where you should be. That is a novel concept. Eckhart talks a lot about how people always want steps. They always want him to present them with a bunch of steps.
Right.
It's like...
Egos like organization.
They like, process and all of this. The idea that you would just be where you are and be who you're supposed to be, that full embracing and that total letting go is like a concept the ego probably isn't loving.
Not at all. Because it actually is to seek and find.
Right.
Which we know is the ego's undoing, is seek and find, is different from what the egoic tendency is to seek outside yourself and thus never find satisfaction and completion. But, so this whole statement by Po Chang is fascinating, and I encourage you both to remember it forever. It can guide you back to yourself again and again and again. Seeking your Buddha nature, seeking Christ consciousness, your Buddha nature, your seeking self-realization, seeking enlightenment, seeking nirvana, whatever terminology you want to stick on this, is truly like mounting an ox and riding off into the forest in search of your ox. It's ludicrous, and all you need to do is stop and feel the ox beneath you, the life beneath you, the life in this case more literally within you, your consciousness. And that's why if you go to my website, you'll see that it says right across the top of the homepage, what you are seeking for is what you are seeking with. So we sit in meditation and we're trying to figure out what our self is, and we're looking all over the place, and we're thinking, what is myself? What am I? Who am I? You know, your classic sacred inquiry in one form or another. And we're literally riding our ox around, mindlessly looking for our ox. Instead, learn to feel your consciousness, feel your presence, your own presence. And that's the immediate answer.